Right. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? I'm so excited. And I just, I was seated here, finishing up the day and summing up everything, and I'm really pumped. I feel like stuff is just happening, and I hope the same stuff is happening on your end, right? But I got a question while I was just about to finish. These are things that I asked myself previously when I was going through the days of putting in the work and tripping myself and probably putting in the work but not being able to come alive as I am today, right? And I'll give you an example. This morning I got up at 3 a.m. I had a project to set up with my colleague, one of my partners, and we set up this stuff, and it was exciting. It's been exciting, and it's been exciting the whole day. Had quite a few things to do here and there, and up till now I'm thinking, boy, I wish I could get on and on and on and just go on. But it's now 8 p.m. and I've got to rest, right? But one question that keeps coming to my mind is this. What happened before this? I've not always been like this, right? But I'm excited. I'm really excited. But there are days when I first started, life was a challenge, right? I thought to myself, man, I'm doing all of this stuff, but I'm pushing hard, right? And you've probably been there when it's probably dry and you don't see the results, and you think yourself, well, I'm trying to be consistent and it's not happening, and I don't feel like I can push anymore. And if you haven't been there, it's a tough place to be, right? So I got this question and I thought I would ask you today, right? Look at yourself. You're most probably just watching me and you're not looking at yourself at the moment. But this is what I want to ask. What's actually stopping you? It's a deep question, right? And what's actually stopping you? That's a question that probably only you can answer, but even you may not be able to answer it, or it might take you a while to be able to answer it, right? What's actually stopping you? And when I came around this answer, it was quite, after a few days of challenges, not even days, it took me probably years after I got started. I was on the road, but I was actually stopping myself many times, and I've given you the answer already. What's actually stopping you? That's the question, but the answer is simple. Yourself, right? Every time you trip yourself. I'll tell you one thing. As a human being, you have infinite ability, like freaking infinite. Nothing can stop you. And if you've read the Bible, or if you're one who actually reads different books, you must have come across the phrase. Jesus in the Bible, he said something like, anything is possible to him that believes. Think about it. What does anything mean? It's like everything with the exception of nothing. I mean, what do you want to achieve? Like anything, like any freaking thing is possible. It's crazy stuff, but it's real. Now that's the master, right? He said those words. And when you think about that, so if anything is possible, so what's actually stopping you? That becomes a huge question, but I'll give you an answer. Many times, at a certain stage of life, you just seem to trip yourself. You trip yourself, you want something, but you never actually want it. You want it, but you don't want it. You like it, but you don't like it, right? So for example, it's like somebody saying, well, I'm going to go to town today, and then he walks away from town. That's exactly what we do. We want good health, but we don't want to do what good health provides. And even if we want to do it, we do it differently. We do it in a weird way, right? And we are not able to push through for some reason. I'm not even talking about ability, but we sometimes don't want to even try to push through. Right, so it's crazy when you're at that stage of life, pushing, you could actually trip yourself, you stop yourself. And what actually happens is, this is exactly what happens. And most of this stuff happens in the mind, which is why you have to actually help yourself. I'm not talking about your brain, I'm talking about your subconscious mind. You have to actually help yourself, give yourself the right food, food for your subconscious, right? Because it's so freaking intelligent that it has to keep learning, right? And if you don't educate it, if you don't educate him, I'm not talking about the brain, but the subconscious, I don't know where he's located, right? But if you don't educate him, he finds information to educate himself, and he picks randomly, right? Now, remember, there is that top 4%, right? And in everything, there is that top stuff, there is that cream stuff, right? And there is an ocean where the other stuff is. So which means the stuff that's, for when you talk about 4%, there is the 96%. That's the largest, right, of the quadrant. If you put it in a quadratic kind of explanation, that's the largest part, right? So when you think about it like that, what are you gonna get if you don't feed your mind? Of course, you're gonna get your subconscious will feed on 96% of what's left, because you're not giving it the cream, right? You're not giving it the top stuff. So he will feed on the other stuff, because that's the probability is much higher that he will feed on the other stuff, because he will pick randomly, right? So maybe you're passing by a pub and somebody is, saying some words that are not real, that are full of fear, that are full of, maybe we are going to fail and business doesn't work anymore and all of this stuff, and mourning and crying and all of this stuff. And because you didn't tell your mind what to actually depend on, it's gonna pick up that stuff and it's gonna, use it. And that's the stuff that actually trips you. So what you wanna do is get yourself committed to learning, right? Educate yourself, buy some books. Heck, do anything it takes. Get a coach. I'll tell you what, you don't have to book my services. You can get any coach that you ever want. I don't even care. But all I care about is that you make it. And that's all I care about, because it's very, very important. And, that's one thing that actually fulfills me every day. Being able to support at least one human being and seeing them succeed. That's the essence of life, and that's what actually keeps us going, being healthy cells, being cells that are actually contributing to the system. When you're not healthy as a cell, as a human being, you lose value. And how do you become healthy? By being relevant. How do you become relevant? By supporting life. How do you support life? Helping anything, helping human beings, supporting the nature, everything is important. Everything is important, right? So back to the question. I don't want to go far from the question. What keeps stopping you? You stop yourself, right? You stop yourself when you choose not to do what's right. When you choose not to do, you stop yourself. I started from you stop yourself when you choose not to do what's right, but now I'm going to you stop yourself when you choose not to do what you are supposed to do about a situation, right? Let's say you wanted to start a business, I'm not talking about somebody who doesn't like business and they're happy with their career. That's absolutely fine. Not everybody is supposed to start a business anyway. But you have a dream, you wanted to start a business and you're doing nothing about it. you've watched all the seminars, you've been to seminars, you've watched videos like these, you've been around, YouTube for years, you're just watching others. You're a follower and not a student. Now, when you keep doing that, you're tripping yourself, right? Because there is no action, right? Anyhow, I just wanted to kind of encourage somebody today to get up, to rise up, because nothing is stopping you apart from yourself. It's not your neighbor, it's not your friends, it's nobody. Nobody is stopping you apart from yourself. And when you find that, when you realize that, you become unstoppable. But when I talk about yourself, who am I actually talking to? The inner man, right? That man that actually processes information. I'm calling the subconscious mind. He designs where you're going. So give him some material to work with, right? So he can become a superstar. Feed him great stuff, write down your goals. Do some stuff to get yourself to where you're supposed to go, and you will get there, right? I remember I was listening to a talk, and guy said, actually it was Zig Ziglar, he's long gone now. He said, you cannot hit a target that you do not have, right? So you must have a target. You must have a target. If you don't have a target, if you don't have goals, set them even right now. That's the action that you should take immediately. Do it, right? So thank you very much. I hope that got you doing something for yourself, and I really hope that you can share your story, right? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know the action that you've decided to take. Commit yourself, right? Even writing down something as simple as that gets you to take some form of action, right? So don't fear to commit. Do what you have to do to get out of where you don't want to be, all right? So thank you. Peace.